Just trying to. There you
Evening,
go.
everybody.
My chat goes all the way to the top. We had a surprise guest. Thank you, Mark. Nice to see you.
Always a pleasure, Mark.
Had no idea till we just had a chat on Rob UK Vapester show. And Mark said, "Shall I come on?" Yeah, come on. So, good evening, Dee. Good evening, Mick King, Simon Bridgewood. Evening, TVP. You're here. Chunk. Good evening, Chunk. Tetley Man. Ross Beak. Di Gamble. How's it hanging? I think it's hanging all right. Neil Roberts. Lynn. Evening, Lynn. I'll come back to you, Lynn. How did you get on with your little tool?
I looked well dodgy then. How'd you get on with your little
Yeah, we had sex toys the other week, Mark.
I was here.
You saw it, did you? I had no idea everyone was taking the mickey out of me. Iggy, good evening. Who else we got? Paul, Iggy, Paul. Keith, good evening, Keith. Adrian, good evening. I've said Wayne, good evening. Albert, I don't know if I said Rufus for the second time tonight, good evening. Daniel's awake and on time tonight. He's on parade. That's good. Graham, I think that'll do for now. We'll come back to some chat. James, I can see there as well. Curly Chew. Mark, we'll go to you tonight. What are you vaping on? You look surprised.
I was a little surprised, and you caught me off guard. Yeah, welcome everyone in chat. This was a last-minute thing, but yeah, I just said to Mark, let us on. Go ahead, I'm bored. so here I am. So I'm vaping on. I've got the Doveport Odin with the Steam Crave plus V2 on top of the absolutely amazing combo. That really, really nice. And inside there, I've got some Just Jam Raspberry. I'm on the clutch mod with the Destiny RTA, tiny little setup, and inside there I've got some Kerno Shots Black. The black.
I do like the look of that clutch mod, I have to say.
It's beautiful, Mark, but it's a little too small for me.
Is it?
It's a little, yeah. It just feels a little unsubstantial. Does that
feels
even make
small
sense?
in the hand, does it, Mark?
Really, really small in the hand. Yeah, I'm used to bigger things in my hand, Mark, if I'm being honest.
See, I quite fancy the mono, the regulated sort of version of it.
Funny you should say that, Jay, because next is the Mono SQ with
that's more
the
me.
K-Fun, the K-Fun 24 on top. Kind of wish it was a 21700 or a 2700, but listen, for motor long vaping in 18650 at 20 watts lasts me all day. I'm over. So no issues there. Really, really nice, beautiful mod this. And this is the size I wish the clutch was. You know what I mean?
Just that little bit bigger.
It's just a little too small. Although it's quality and it hits really, really hard and it performs well. Just wish it was a little bigger. And finally, I've got a little pod system. I've got the Ultrona Thea, whatever you want to call it, the little stabwood, beautiful little pod. This written, the coils in this are fucking astonishing. Really, really, really good coils in this. And inside there, I've got some Nasty Salts, ASAP, Grape, and drink-wise, I've got a couple of Desperados on the go tonight. That's it.
Desperado. So, you on a pod? That's not something I'd put together. TVP and a pod, really.
Do you know what I do? I do quite enjoy. It's got to be a good one though. I've had a few which are a bit pony, but it's got to be a good one. And this one, really, really good. It gives me almost the same kind of vape and the same flavour, not flavour, but the same experience that I do from the K-Fun.
Really?
Obviously not the same flavour.
That's on stock coils, is it?
Right. The vape experience is really, really good on this. I've been thoroughly enjoying it, so that's why I keep using it.
Fair enough. You won't catch me on a pod. Jay, what are you vaping on?
The only thing, just before you pass it on, the issue I have with this is it's got a pod release button there, and it's it sticks out like really, really far, and it's way too loose. You just have to catch it, and the pod comes up. So every time you have it in your pocket and pull it out, the pod comes loose, which is annoying. I just wish that was a little more flush.
Well, that is a bit silly, isn't it? Because I mean, the whole idea of a pod is to go in your pocket, really, isn't it? You know, rather than like your mod that you didn't look as if I had a mod.
Yeah, it's way too much, and it's way too loose to just flick, and as you can see, the pod flips up. So I kind of wish that was flush into the mod, but other than that, beautiful design again from Ultrona.
Yeah, I think there's Ultrona. There is a tie there between them and SXK, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, they in fact, Ultrona own SXK. I know.
Right.
Nice.
So you can probably see why they can come out. I mean, a little while ago, no one had heard of Ultrona, had they? But you can sort of see why they came out with such good stuff so quick.
Yeah, so as far as I know, to my knowledge, Ultrona, SXK, and Deja Vu are all the same.
Mingled together.
Right.
Yeah, Ultrona bought out Deja Vu and SXK, and they're pretty much the same umbrella now.
So do you think all these reviewers that says I will never review a clone or anyone associated by a clone or with a clone will be reviewing Ultronas without knowledge?
Well, yeah.
I'm just chucking it out there, you know.
Yeah, of course they will. Yeah.
Playing a bit of devil's avocado.
Yeah, why not?
Avocado. Oh, remember the avocado? That was a bitch of a thing. Once you got it right, it went bad.
So what are you vaping on, Jay? Thanks, Mark.
I am vaping on my little DNA 75 mod. Good old classic little single 18650 with the Nautilus GT on the top of that. And in that I've got some, I don't know what it's called now, Unitune Majestic as fuck. It's like a strawberry chewits flavour.
That's what I was going to say. That's an interesting flavour juice.
Yeah. And then I've got the steampunk mod with the... Oh, I just dribbled it everywhere. Got the steampunk mod with the rebirth on the top. Is it the rebirth? Yeah, the rebirth. That's the one. Yeah, rebirth. Rebirth RDA with one of your 0.38 stainless steel Claptons in there.
Right.
2 core jobbies. And on that, I got some gingerbread custard. The last drop of gingerbread custard of my supply from AD Vaping. And then finally, from AD Vaping, ADV10 gets you 10% off. And then finally, I've got the Chump Mods Pipsqueak DNA 40 mod with the Purity Plus mouth along on the top. And in that, I've got some Staffy Vape menthol berries.
Menthol berries.
That's me done. Yeah.
You're not vaping the normal juice that you normally would, are you?
No, I'm on my drags.
Did the parcel not arrive?
No. Yeah, my parcel didn't arrive.
Yeah. Jay ordered some concentrate off me, Mark, and I thought he'd be firing that up tonight, but not to be.
Do you know what? I have not had mail, me. I've got about 6 parcels coming, and I've not had mail off Royal Mail parcel-wise for 9 days now.
I know.
I got about 3 or 4. I got about 3 or 4 due.
Shocking.
And you can't even track it, Mark. The tracking's gone down today.
Everything's gone down, mate. I think the last count where I spoke to my union rep 2 days ago, there was almost 40,000 posties off sick.
Well, do you know, I have to say, you speak as you find. I think they've been tremendous. Because if you think they've got like at least 20% more business with at least 20% less staff, you know.
Yeah.
So how well are you done, really?
Yeah, it's almost. I think the numbers. It was like 28.6% staff off overall, right. And the numbers are up almost 30% parcel wise.
So I've under exaggerated then. So it's like a third more work and a third less people to do it.
Yeah.
I've got a frog tonight. Go away, frog. Right. Well, what am I vaping on? I thought this week I'll go on some different stuff because I seem to turn up every week with the same stuff. So. We'll start with a little all-in-one, shall we? Loving this thing.
That's cute as a button, that isn't it?
Loving that thing.
Dinky little thing.
The Narada Pro. I mean, look how it's way out of my hand. You talk about yours feels smaller than your own, Mark. Look.
Did it come with one of those trendy lanyards? So
that is tiny, that. Yeah, you need a lanyard. Any pod, you've got to have a lanyard. Otherwise, forget about it, man.
There is a little hole there. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, there is one ready for one then.
Ready for a lanyard, but it doesn't actually come with one. Shouldn't have shown that button because I've mangled it and scratched it, but I like it so much. I've got 2.
I like the black and carbon one. That's quite suave.
Yeah. For the first time I did a little review on that little 3D printed thing I did, didn't I? But
Yeah.
I have done a review today. It's uploaded. It's on the desktop waiting. So the only thing I haven't done is uploaded it to YouTube yet. So I did this one with tobacco in it, and in here I've got the Drake's Virginia 6 milligram.
Oh yeah.
Have a little go on that.
Take it that's a tobacco, Mark.
Yeah. Naturally extracted tobacco, Virginia. Lovely.
Nice.
Have you tried Drake's?
No, I'm not a tobacco. I'm not a big tobacco fan. The only tobacco I did like, I got from it was Les Picking. He did some naturally extracted stuff, and a couple of them were really, really nice. I think one was an RY4, had a little bit of caramel in, which was lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like you.
Favourite one from Les is the red honey tobacco. That's lovely, that stuff.
I didn't like a lot of tobaccos, to be fair, because I always tasted I had that horrible smell and taste to them, and like synthetic. They weren't really tobacco, were they, in the early days? But I tried these Drakes, spoke to him, and got on really well with them. We now sort of represent him for him in the UK. But the actual e-liquid, it surprised me. I mean, we don't normally sell as a company that much e-liquid, but as soon as I took on Drake's, it was like, I'm not used to this, what's happening? It's just like, stop.
Enough chill.
So it's quite amazing. But yeah, the Narada Pro, tiny little all-in-one, and there's a rebuildable head in here. So, and it's just, I mean, the standard coils, to be fair, are okay. I don't like standard coils, both of you do. Yeah. But they're okay. The 0.4 being better than the 1 ohm, to be honest. But the rebuildable head, love it. Absolutely love it. So you'll see, everyone, if you're interested, on a review, which I'll probably put on YouTube either later tonight after this or in the morning. So
I always find that with a lot of these pod systems. So they'll put two different coils in. They'll put like a 1 ohm or a 1.2 ohm in, then they'll put 0.4 or a 0.6 in.
Yeah.
The higher ohm one is always a bit pony. It's always a bit crap for some reason. And that's supposed to be the dedicated mount to lung coil. It's always
just really, isn't it? Yeah.
And I found that with 5-6 different pod systems.
Right. Yeah.
I end up having to mount to lung with the 0.6 to turn the power down.
Well, I think that's what you do, isn't it? You try mouth to lung. What you shouldn't really be mouth to lung in. Yeah. But there is an airflow on the front of this as well. I don't know if you can see it. Down is tight. Can you see the little slider?
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. And you slide it up to make it adjust. And in this one, I've got the. Where's my bottle? Here. Empty, but that's the one that Mike helped me do. The black.
That's the one I've ordered. That's the one I've ordered.
Come here, get in focus. I'm not leaving till you do. Blackcurrant, raspberry, and lime.
Is that the MF one?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. That.
Yeah,
nice.
lovely.
That one. I like that one. That's what I wanted.
I have to add a little bit of Coolada though.
Yeah,
yours is a bit cold, isn't it?
Yeah, I think for me the lime just gives it that little throat hit. Do you know what I mean? But
lime does, yeah. I mean, it's a really nice flavour overall, but for me, it was just lacking that touch of Coolada. Not a lot. I think I only put I think the bottle you sent me was a 50 ml.
Right.
If I remember rightly, so I put 0.3 mLs of Coolada in. It was perfect. Absolutely stunning juice. Yeah, really nice.
Sometimes it'll lift the flavours as well, doesn't it?
Coolada.
Or even WS23 if you don't want a slightly mintiness.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
WS, yeah.
Jack Rabbit wanted me to put a little in. And it was me that said no because I thought if anyone wants it, they can add it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think maybe, if you didn't want to maybe do an ice version and a non-ice version.
I think you're probably right. I think that's probably what we should do.
Or you've got the ice shots on the website, haven't you?
We have cool shots, yeah.
Yeah, cool shots, yeah. So you could sort of like put half of one of them in and half of the normal one, innit?
I just think it'd be easier to do an ice version, non-ice version. Then
it would actually not, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, dude, just more expense. God.
I think you'd be surprised. Do you know what? I genuinely think you'd be surprised that a lot of people would probably go for the ice version than the non-ice version because it seems to be quite popular now. This WS juices.
So all in chat.
wouldn't need
ice or no ice.
You wouldn't need a lot of it either. You only need a couple of drops, don't you?
No, like I said, 0.3 in 50 mil, and in 100 mil, that's like 0.6%, which is it's not a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you know what? The last 2 days, I've used nothing but really this little red thing. Like 3 days actually, and that's not like me. I've usually got a true tank beside me everywhere.
Yeah.
But I haven't. I've been using this. Got USB-C charge as well. It's internal battery, but anyway, it's enough of them. If you're interested,
it is a nice looking pod, Mark. I'll tell
it
you.
is, and I'll tell you, the flavour I'm getting from it is incredible. Really good. So I thought I'd do a little bit of direct lung tonight as well in my easy mod. You see what it is, Jay? Mark.
Yeah, the easy mod.
No.
Oh, is that that funky tank that you had, isn't it?
Is that the Destiny?
No, it's the. I'll go closer. You'll know then.
What is that?
Futoon.
Oh, the Futoon.
Aquamaster.
Yeah. So it's an old tank, but I thought I'd
Looks
get it.
nice on there though.
Does, yeah.
Matchy, isn't it?
I thought I'd get it out of retirement, and inside here we've got some new juice.
Bully.
Bully.
Coil turd. Really.
Say that again, Jay.
Banana.
Bully.
Bully.
Does it taste like roadkill? Because it sounds like roadkill.
It does sound like roadkill, yeah.
It's banana. It's like banana and I forget what the description is now. Get it on the site, Joe. You can read it out. It's on there. I just put it on yesterday. If you go onto brands and look up coil turd, you'll see it.
You know, I don't think I've ever, Mark, found a pleasant banana vape ever, and I've vaped quite a few.
You'll have to try this because I think this is nice.
I've tried a few, and they either taste accurate and nice, or they taste like
them foam bananas, them horrible plastic.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, this is like got a hint of. It's like a cake, but it's like India.
Yeah.
Like Joe will read it out. It's not. I'm not the best with flavours.
Coil turd.
Earphone.
Coil turd.
I don't even know how to pronounce it. How do you pronounce that?
Bully.
Bolu.
It's definitely bulle at the beginning.
Bully bolu.
Bolu. It's got to be like that because it sounds South African, doesn't it?
See, I thought I'd just bring on some different stuff.
Perfectly ripe banana with nutty pound cake and cream.
Oh, there you go.
So it'll be like a banana cake, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it is
banana loaf, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah, banana loaf with cream. Yeah.
It is nice.
That actually does sound fucking nice. That sounds pleasant.
Yeah.
Indonesian dessert. Yeah.
You have to try a bottle, Mark, because it is really nice. Yum. What else have I got? Have you said my pipe? I got my pipe.
Oh, the pipe. The beast.
You're not a man till you got a pipe.
Good grief, Mark. Come on.
That pipe.
A fucking smoking jacket and slippers as well.
I can see you, Mark, in your post van with this.
You can point disapprovingly now. I'll tell them.
Where's my letter? It's in your bloody letterbox.
Do you know what I will say, Mark? You were showing that off last week or the week before. It is a very, very, very nice, albeit expensive, pipe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'll give you that on all counts.
Yeah,
for one's quite tidy. It's quite pricey again for what it is. It's quite tidy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if I was like 80, I'd consider getting a pipe, but what's this?
What can you do with them, man, eh? What can 80?
Why did you dig out the flat cap, Mark?
Exactly, yeah. Flat cap, smoking jacket.
I don't think I'll lose my hair. I'm just going bloody grey. It's all the stress of Royal Mail not delivering parcels.
Tell me about it.
So I think that's about all I'm on tonight. I think, but it's all a bit of different stuff. So yeah, that's all about all I'm on. So I haven't looked at chat at all. I'm absolutely days behind, aren't I? Steve, behave, TVP. This is a clean show, please.
Good, great. I'm always on my best behaviour, son.
On here, I will accept that comment. Lynn, Mark, I haven't used the tool yet, but the Rye RDA is not bad. Okay. That's the you probably did we watch the other week? That's that. Do you see that or not?
What is that?
It's because a lot of these mods, and it isn't just the easy.
Oh, is it a battery? Yeah.
They got the little
That's genius.
little caps, you see. So I made this tool to go on there
That's genius.
to take my battery cap off.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I 3D printed it, you see. Now I can't get the bloody thing. That's it.
Someone gave you a nice idea for that, though, didn't they?
How much easier is that, Mark? Loads.
That is. I'm not gonna lie, Mark. That's superb.
Thank you.
Get that shit patented. Right
One
now.
or two people said that, but I'm not going to bother, to be honest. If China copy that, they're welcome to it. We all know whose idea it was, don't we, Jay?
Why has no one come out with that before? Because we've had these battery caps for about 2 or 3 years now.
It has been done before. There is a few, but not for that one. There's ones for things like the mod maker tubes and stuff like that. There's people that sell them knocking about, but they're quite hard to get hold
So
of.
basically, Jay, what you're saying is you stole the idea and gave it to Mark.
No, because they don't look like that either. They're just
I'll let you.
like a little nut. They are like a little nut with a shape.
It's like this lockdown, Mark, and I thought I've got a 3D printer, and I enjoy doing it, to be honest, and I just I'll do it, see how hard it is, and I thought, well, I spoke to a couple of people, and they're like, a bit like you, so that's genius, can I have one? And I thought, I'll bung them on the site then for £3, and people want them, they want them. If they don't, they don't. So that was that, really.
Yeah, it's like the old cigar mods used to use them all the time, didn't they? Them China, and they were
do. I mean,
to get off.
The Squeevo, that's got it. There's quite
some of them aren't too bad, but some of them are a pain in the arse, aren't they?
But a lot of them will fit. That'll fit this one as well. Look. So it'll sort of fit multiple, not all, but multiple. But the nice thing.
Yeah, Dal in chat said the Screw You tool. That's a perfect name for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said easy peasy last week, which I've thought of because it's the easy mod, easy peasy. But yeah, the Screw You tool also works, doesn't it? Yeah. Kieran, good evening. God, I've got to get through this chat a little bit. I'm so far behind. Something about Jay Hayes, don't know what that is. Alan's getting his SXK billet box tomorrow from Naturevape. Top man. There's obviously a man with taste and quality.
Class.
Class. The UK Vapester did a great vape history earlier. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I was sort of a bit pushed for time waiting to get my tea, but I did watch a bit of it.
It was a really good show, actually. He went through quite a lot of retro stuff and things like that, but really took me back, like the old sub tanks. It was a really fun show. Right.
Can you actually get a single 21700 DNA 75? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Someone did one, and I can't remember off the top of my head. I have seen them.
It's quite high end. Who does it? That'll come to me in a minute.
QP Designs. They did one, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah.
Yes, no tracking, but getting updates. MTG, I don't know. That's for a chat within chat. Lynn, got my COG RTA delivered from China yesterday. That's the Watofo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you got one, Mark?
Not yet.
I'm quite interested to know what that's like.
I have got so UPS tried delivering a parcel for the last 2 days, and it's got a £25 charge, and I just told them to take it back. So it could be that. I don't know. I'm not paying it.
It's probably 500 quid's worth of stuff.
I don't care what it is, Mark. I refuse to pay it now. I'll just send them back.
Oh dear. Ross Beak finally decided to put his hand in his pocket and bought a Dyco's Extreme Tube Mod. But it's beautiful.
Very nice.
I think they're lovely, don't you? Evening, Wendy. Niche. Good evening. Daniel Weldon Lynn. Yeah, I think this is in chat. Anyone who's got a question, just put TVP and block capitals at the top, or Mark or Jay.
Yeah.
And then I'll know to read it out rather than these moments of pause that we have. Kieran, what a cheeky bastard.
Well, what it is, Mark, we're waiting for you to catch up.
I'm getting there. I'm 2/3 of the way down now. And you know what? I
Right.
don't care. And we've got no echo. And we didn't have to say at the start of the show, are we live? Are we live? We're live. Are we live? Can you hear us? Is there an echo? Who shows that, Mark? I've tried to think. He's bloody frozen now. Oh, we'll get him back. No, he's unfrozen. What happened there, Mark?
Did I freeze them for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a bit jerky.
I'm having real trouble with this Sky internet at the moment. Last week or so, real problems. I was in a hangout the other night and it just went just
Did
like
it?
nah.
So you've gone quite pixelated now, quite blurry. Any old who. Yeah, Kieran, cheeky bugger. Naturevape does reviews. Who knew? How rude, Kieran. I haven't been doing many lately, to be fair, as a lot of people have.
Guilty.
A lot lately. In fact, there was a man who said, I love all key stuff, and send me, I'll review that quickly for you. Just pop that in the post to me, and I'll have a look on.
I did.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged. You know what? And I'll tell you why I didn't review it, because
You thought it was crap.
I didn't think it was all that great, if I'm being honest. And I didn't want to review it and then I'll tell you in private.
No. Listen, Mark, we've known each other long enough. If you didn't like it and you gave it a poor review, but you told the truth in your mind, I got no gripes with that. I got no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, I didn't fancy it. It was a little bit porny in my opinion, and I didn't want to review it because it come from you, just purely out of respect. And I just thought I'm not going to do it.
Oh, not nice. I mean, there are some things.
Just because it wouldn't have been a favourable review, to be honest.
No, there are some things that I think we're quite similar in this respect that I don't review because, to be honest, if I don't like them, I can't really see the point in doing that review anyway. Because you're going to be a bit ABC, you're going to go through the motions on the review. You're probably not going to. I mean, I'm not as outspoken as you, Mark, so I probably wouldn't slate it as hard as I would perhaps want to. And I just think it's not interesting when you can't, I would always tell the truth.
Yeah.
If I thought it was bad, I would say this is bad. But I probably wouldn't say how bad. So, but that's fair enough. I mean, I think I've tried quite a lot of mesh tanks, and I do like that one. You like it, don't you, Jay?
I like it, yeah. But from a point of view of, I vape mine quite low on wattage, and it's okay. But when you turn it up, it's like a bit meh.
For me, it was one of them mesh tanks where I found anything over 45 watts it couldn't really handle, which is a shame because it was such a big tank, and I just thought the whole premise of being a really big tank as it was to handle a little more power with mesh. And I found the same with the Profile Unity. I thought that was garbage as well. So I just don't think mesh is necessarily something that we should be using going forward in rebuildables.
No, they work well in stock coils, don't they?
Very well in stock coils.
Yeah.
But as far as rebuildables go, whether it be RDAs, whether it be RTAs, I just think we should, obviously China, we've experimented with it now. It should be left in the past.
And a dry hit off mesh RDA is not fun, is it?
And that's the thing, because especially when you build a mesh RTA, you are always like, every pull is a risk. It's a gamble because
I haven't had a dry hit off that at all.
Me neither.
No, Mark, I have to ask this question. Are you wicking it properly?
I am. Well, listen, so I wicked 2 weeks ago, I wicked the Geek Vape Zeus X mesh, right? And I was vaping away on it, and I got the dry hit from hell live on stream.
I saw you do it.
Last week, I built the Stinkrave mesh for the Plus V2. Chain vape that at 80, 100 watts. I must have chain vaped it 20, 25 pulls, and it wicks beautifully. I mean, as far as rebuildables go, it's probably the best mesh I've ever used. So there's something in these previous mesh tanks, whether it be the Zeus X, whether it be the K's, whether it be the Profile, that's not quite right.
I'm pulling your leg with the wicking, obviously, but to be fair, wicking is.
No, I can't wick.
Well, we know, but. No, But there is quite critical with the mesh tank. If you don't get that right, then you will get a dry hit, and it's to be honest, you will just want to throw it in the bin, won't you? You know, because there's nothing worse.
It is, and for me, the profile tried doing it. The profile tried doing it RDTA style, where the juice would always sit on top of the wicks when it's open. And for me, the juice ports weren't quite big enough, so the juice weren't getting through quick enough. Whereas you look at something like the Steam Crave, which is a true RDTA, once that juice flows open, it just floods into the wicks. That for me, that's the perfect way to manufacture and design a mesh RTA. I just think other people have kind of missed the points when it comes to mesh, because especially when most people now are using, 75, 80 VG e-liquids, which, most sub-ohmers are.
Yeah.
Let's face it, it takes a long time for that
very true. I'll give you that. Yeah,
for that thickness to get through them little wicking holes. And it's just, I just think they were flawed in the past.
Yeah. Fair enough. Adrian, Mark, tripod RTA, which colour is polished, iced or matte? And when do you like to have stock? Yeah, we're out at the minute. But when you go on the site, if you hover over one of the colours or add it to basket, it will show the picture of which one it is. Because it is confusing, and off the top of my head, I can't remember. I think
iced would be polished, wouldn't it?
I think it is.
If you think about it.
But
because matte would be matte finish, wouldn't it?
If you go on the site, well, you can tell me if you go on the. You're on the site, and Joe, you got it there.
I shall go and have a look now.
Because when you hover on one, it will bring up the different colours. So I've done that on purpose because even I was confused. So fair question.
Tripod.
See, Rob, look, these guys will have anyone on the show now. Gone downhill. Have you got anything to say to UK Vapes to Rob? Mark, what are you doing now? You're in darkness, Mark.
Yeah, I'm fixing.
I can't tell because unfortunately, it's out of stock, so the
so you can't select it. Oh, yeah, that's a good job we did look then, because that is obvious.
I would say the iced is the shiny one. Looking at the two colours, one's matte, one's iced. Yeah, one's like a shot blast finished, isn't it? The other one's stainless.
Yeah,
shiny.
Yeah. Rufus, Caliburn kits think it's 12 times have been returned from airport now. Oh my word. Deliveries have been a problem, not just in this country, from overseas to here as well. And I don't know whether... I was watching... A lot of the times, Mark, I'll watch your Saturday night show on Catch Up. Because I can't... Saturday night is, Tina and I are doing whatever we're doing. But... What was my point to that? There's something I was going to say there that I was going to say about... Oh, that's right. I remember. And I saw MF Mike look at that new thing from Artery with the...
the dual...
the 200 watt pod or whatever it is. And I should have been sent that ages ago. And I haven't had it. I haven't had it yet. So, and also they're doing a pod as well. Haven't had that. My dog's barking at something. I don't know what he's barking at. Tina's in the shower. I can hear her.
I don't know what you guys think about that. Like the dual battery pod. I just think it's a little.
I think it's ridiculous.
Over the top.
I think it's a fucking joke, to be fair.
There's no need for it. Why do you need a pod that's got like 200 watts and 2 batteries?
We don't need a pod. There's absolutely no need for a pod that big, because the whole idea of a pod was for it to be pocket friendly, shirt
small,
friendly.
lob in your pocket, fag break at work, nip down the shops.
That's why we used to see all these, disposable pods. You could take a couple to work in your shirt pocket, throw on when the batteries. Just do whatever. Now we're seeing dual battery pods. Not only is it a dual battery pod, but it comes with a 510 adapter that can accommodate a 30mm RTA, which is
over the top.
If you want that mod, buy the mod. Don't bother about the pod. And if you want a pod, you don't want that mod. So why?
That's exactly what I said on Saturday. Go and buy yourself a Wismec RX2 or a Wismec, the RX fucking.
No, don't, Mark.
Whatever.
Don't sell them.
Just go and buy any mod, any dual battery mod, and you will have a better time than buying that fucking pod system, because. I mean, I don't know what I said this on Saturday. I don't know what the retail price is going to be, but I can imagine around £50-60.
Yeah,
which is the price of a very good mod.
See, very often with Artery, because I know the company well, they'll send me a picture of their new product, I'll look at it, and if I'm not really sure, I might order a small amount to put them to start with, but if I think, yeah, that's got legs, I like the look of that, and it's going to be all right because it's in, I'll buy a few, but with that 200 watt plus, can you just send me a sample?
Yeah.
You know, but I just thought, is it me or have I missed something? I just cannot see the point in this thing.
But this will be the first of many that we see in the next 2 to 3 months, because more will follow. More will follow with these dual battery pods, and by the end of the year, we'll probably see a dual 21700 pod. You heard it here first, boys. It's coming.
And then Spock will come out with the triple one with like a TF 64,000 on the top.
They're doomed to failure, though, aren't they? They're really.
So when does a pod stop being a pod?
Yeah.
When you put 118/650 in, does that stop being a pod? In my opinion, it stops being a pod.
I think it should stop there. When a pod is bigger than a packet of Bensons, then it's not a pod.
Yeah.
I think a pod should have an internal battery, whether it be a little stick thing, a little portable thing, or something like this is probably the maximum you want from a pod system. And I think even this is a little large. But the beauty with this is it comes with a removable battery.
That's cool. I like that.
They give you two in the box and a little charger as well, so you do get two. But I think this is still the maximum size I would want from any pod. Anything bigger than that, it's not a pod anymore. It ceases to be a pod. It's a pod mod. Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
But they're so, if you wanted something bigger or like 60 quid's worth, think what you can buy for 60 quid.
60 quid.
Yeah. A proper RTA on a proper mod, can't you? Really?
Exactly.
It's crazy.
You spend 40 quid on a mod, 20 quid on a decent RTA. Jobs are good. You're laughing.
Curly Chew wants to know if the bottom of the pod sweats under the coil. No, it doesn't. But what you do get, and this has proved me wrong. Right, there's the bottom of the coil, bone dry, and inside here, I don't know if you can see it, it's absolutely bone dry.
Yeah.
But what I have had is almost a sweat from where you fill it here on the back, up here. But I've had nothing on the bottom itself, Curly Chew, nothing at all. Let's open the other one up. There's probably something there.
That is the one flaw for me with many pods is the filling system. You get that tiny little rubber, and I use bottles like this, mate.
You can just, if I get the light right, there you go. Can you see the liquid at the
Slight little bit of liquid,
Slight bit of liquid. I mean, it's not a problem because it's not going down the bottom
into the mod.
I just think the whole filling system could be better than it is. You've got these tiny little rubber holes where you have to use a fucking syringe or something along them lines, or a needle nose bottle. No.
Well, I think mine was faulty, to be honest, Mark, as well, because it had this bloody thing inside the pod.
How long did it take to get that out?
Minute. I mean, that takes that up to nearly 4 mil.
I know.
For a mod, a pod or not all-in-one that size, 4 mil of juice?
That's going to last. If you're meant to lung in that at 40, 50, that's lasting you all day. I'm sorry.
Yeah. 950
which again is what you want from a pod system.
Yeah, fantastic. So hopefully that answers you, Curly Chew. I'm scrolling down a bit quicker now. Oh, Mark Naturevape, Evans Aliens Vape. Mark Naturevape, are you going to review the tripod? Yeah, I will do. I've been awful at reviews lately, and like I say, I've done one today, but you guys will vouch for this. They do take a long time, don't they? A review.
Yeah.
Coming on here and doing an hour and a half is great and fine and relaxing and lovely. Doing a review, it's took me nearly 4 hours this afternoon. It's crazy. It does take a long time.
I've got the Plus V2 to do, which I plan on starting tomorrow, and I know for a fact that's going to be a solid 6-7 hours from start to finish. Yeah. From starting recording to the finished product, a good 6-7, which that's my day gone.
Yeah.
But I know I have to do it.
And then DPD knock on the door. Oh,
I get it all the time. DPD, not my phone goes, the fucking buzzer goes. It's like, fuck. Really?
Next door goes, do you want a cup of tea?
I guarantee you, right, no post for 8 days. Tomorrow, as soon as I press record, the postman will turn up.
They'll all be there.
Yeah.
What's this? Been hearing such rave reviews of it. I don't know what that's of. Oh, Rufus, Mike Vapes is mad for boule bolle, this stuff.
Bully, bully.
Bully, bully.
Bully, bully. So, yeah, I have to say it is nice. We're stocking that now. It is good. It's just
I feel like I'm going to have to purchase a bottle of that just to try it, Mark, because, like I said, I've always been let down with banana vapes.
Yeah. Be interesting. Yeah, well, it's hard to say with juice, and it's easy with a tank. I can say, yeah, you'll like this, Mark. I'm confident you will like this tank. But I can't really say it with juice because we're all, what you like, I might not like.
Yeah, it's very subjective, isn't it?
Yeah. Chunks is say that when you're pissed.
Back in the sex, guys. I've got to sort some out. 2 secs.
See you, Jay.
Bye, Jay.
That's the bad thing with Skype. When he goes, you get the Skype badge come up. But not to worry. He'll be back. Darlow, beautiful mode is the easy box. Beautiful mode is easy box. Quick, I don't know. Are you saying
has it got a beautiful mode?
What is a beautiful mode?
I don't know.
This one's got stealth mode, but I did put the DNA 60 chip in it. But they haven't normally, to be fair.
What's that? Your easy box? You actually put a DNA in it?
Yeah. When you take it apart, I haven't got one here now. Apart that's in the workshop. The chip and the screen is the exact same size as the DNA 60 chip and screen, and even the holes to put the wires are all in the same place for the same wire. So it's literally just a solder off, solder on, put it back together. But they've done that on purpose because they were going to bring out a DNA 60 version of it.
Okay. Is there a need for a DNA 60 these days? I don't know.
To be fair, I do quite like that in here, but I was going to say I'm happy to pick up my other one as well, which I am, but it's downstairs. But yeah, I've got the frosted yellow one as well, the one colour you love, obviously.
Oh my God, Pissy Ulton.
Pissy Ulton. So, and it doesn't really bother me, although I guess with DNA 60 chip, you do know it's accurate, don't you? You know it's...
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You know it's accurate, but I don't know, in today's society, in today's vaping, with vaping styles, is a DNA 60 relevant anymore? I'm not sure it is. You've got the DNA 75C, which is 15 watts more, colour screen.
Yeah, but you wouldn't fit that in this little...
No, you wouldn't fit it in, obviously. You wouldn't fit it in, but... again, I'm just saying, is it relevant? Because they've clearly put their own chip in, to start with.
Yeah, I think it is relevant for more mouth to lung side of vaping, but not for direct lung. Probably.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to a niche market, doesn't it? The DNA 60. It's people who can afford that kind of board in that kind of mod for that kind of vaping style. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I'm just biased.
Am I that far behind the screw you tool? You read that about half an hour ago, didn't you?
You're always, Mark, a fucking, at least 25 minutes behind.
It's part of my character. I can't help it. A lot of people we ramble on about stuff, and then I'll have a look on chat, and I just think it's nice. I'll try, and if I see anything in chat, and answer them. And there's so many shows, and I'm not picking at anyone here. There's so many shows that, and I know they have to because their chat is a lot busier than mine, but they can...
Okay, was that a dig at me, Mark, was it?
No, it absolutely
okay, yeah, I don't know where this is going now.
If it was a dig at you, Mark, you would have faked it, believe you me. No. I don't like door. I don't know what Chunk's on about. Don't know. What's this? Wendy? No, don't need to read that. like I say, chuck your writing in capitals, Mark, TVP or J, if you want to ask anything, so I can skip through a little bit there. TVP looking a bit jaundiced.
I forget about the jaundice. Look at the fucking barnet, mate. I look like fat 70s Elvis, man. My hair is just... I can't find a barber for love nor money. It's ridiculous. I'm actually getting a Tiger King mullet going on at the back. You know?
Yeah. So you look like a 70s footballer, wouldn't you, if you carry that on?
I think so, yeah. I think I'm actually thinking, because Tiger King is one of my favourite programmes, I might just grow the mullet, man. Just a bit.
Grow the mullet. Yeah, Rebel, they do a 21700 mod, single battery mod, don't they? I think they do. I think he's right.
3D printed, though.
Yeah, it is. Nothing wrong.
And anyone who pays that kind of money for 3D printed mods, whether it be Rebel Boxer or anything, you need your head tested, man. Seriously.
You've had a Rebel mod, though, haven't you?
Have I had a Rebel mod?
Did you?
I did have. No, yes, I owned one for a week and sold it in the group because it was garbage.
Was it?
The door won't fit on correctly. The door was all fucking skew with, which I lost about 40 quid on it because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, awful mod.
I think Iggy said good night and I missed it. So.
Although saying that, Mark, I've still got the...
Lost where we were in chat.
I've still got the...
Oh, that bad boy.
The Boxer.
I don't know what that is. I deny all knowledge.
I'm pretty sure it come from a reputable chap called... what was his name again?
Yeah, I got my knuckles wrapped for that one.
Was it Mike? Was it? I can't remember his name. Anyway, nice mod, really nice mod.
Is that a 75C in that?
No.
No,
looks very much like it, doesn't it?
It's their own chip, SXK's own chip. Dual 21700, but I wish if they would have like sold this and give you a plain back as well, just to have it as a normal mod, would have been killer. Absolutely fucking killer. But as it is, it's obviously it's a squonk mod. But yeah, still got that. Mark.
Very nice.
I'm sure Mark could print you a little like door to go inside it just to cover the squonk hole.
Do you know what? I'm pretty sure he could. I'm pretty sure he could print me a full new door for this.
Yeah.
Maybe have some TVP down the back or something.
Shall we move on?
Sorry, Mark.
Bridgewood said that he's trying Just Jam concentrates, ginger sponge, for the first time, I think. We're right, squishing through. No, I thought I saw. Oh, Mark, shave the beard and let your cast of next Peaky Blinders. Oh, and you're in the cast of next Peaky Blinders season.
Peaky Blinders, mate.
I don't think I'm scrolling through quickly now. I don't think I've missed anything of to. Oh, even MF. I see he's in chat now. I did see that much, and I can't see anyone's name in capitals. So listen, look at this. Lot. I'm scrolling down now. I have nothing to talk about soon because I've got right. Oh, Mark, does the Nevada come with the RBA on your site? Does the Nevada? Why should I know what a Nevada is?
You probably sell it.
I probably do.
Or you did.
I did. What's the Nevada?
I've never heard of no Nevada. I'll be honest, never heard of no Nevada.
And I just, for some reason, my brain's just not.
Jez on Naturevape now doing a search. Nevada.
Yeah, he is. He's like that, and then he'll come out with a comment as if like he knew all along.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, silly me. TVP, have you tried Yogi peanut butter granola, ripe banana? Really good stuff.
No, I've probably not had a banana vape for about 2 years, just because, like I said earlier, I had a lot of artificial ones that really put me off banana, and I'm a massive banana fan, by the way, but just never found an authentic tasting banana.
Yeah.
Because it is one of them. It's one of them. It's one of them flavors that is super difficult to get right.
Yeah.
The pod you are on, he means.
Say again.
It means the pod you're on. That's not the Nevada, is it?
No, it's the Narada. That's probably sort of.
That's why, because
what did he ask? I can't remember now.
If it came with the RBA.
Fucking Narada. You weren't even Narada, Nevada.
No, it's Narada. It's on the side. Narada. Well, I mean, a lot of that is predictive text, isn't it? As well, he probably did put Narada, and it changed it.
No, I think he definitely meant Nevada.
well, the Nissan
separately,
Navara has not got an RBA to come with it. And this one doesn't either. It's extra. It's about 13 quid for the rebuildable head to go.
That black material mark on the side. What is that made out of?
The RBA is $12.99.
It's supposed to be leather, but I would suspect it's not leather. I would say it's.
Is it like pleather? It'd be like dog skin or something, won't it? Or
but I mean, it's dimpled. There is definite ridges there, but yeah, it's supposed to be leather. But
it looks very similar to. Have you seen the new Smock one?
Fetch.
With the no, not the Fetch. I forget what it's called. It's like but that's got leather on the side as well. Yeah. If anyone in the chat knows the new Smock pod with the leather on the side, it looks really fucking nice. Very similar to that though. Right.
How have I locked the power on that? I haven't.
Knowing Smock though, they've probably just cloned that. To be fair,
I think this has been out for a little while, but it's new to me. And I saw it. In fact, I was talking to someone. He recommended I try one. I tried one, and yeah, I thought, yeah, happy days. Definitely going to stock them. So I bought some for the site. UK Vapester, Rob's off now. Have a good stream. Thank you, Rob. Nice to see you.
See you later, bud.
Skip through.
Oh, there you go. The Smock I like. Very, very similar to that, and that's got like leather sides, and it looks really good.
Version 2 is going to be called the Lick.
The boss has had those in, and he likes it. The Smock I like. He's got two of them at home, and he's been hammering it.
I think. Do you know what? I think Smock make half decent stuff these days. I don't think they warrant the bad rep they quite get.
The pods have been pretty damn good.
The pods have been. The Fetch was fucking like stellar, mate. Probably one of the best.
Love the Fetch. The Fetch is very much me. I like the shape of it. It's basically a Nord with extra oomph in it.
The fit and finish of it as well was like just.
Yeah, it was nice, and they had nice colours as well. The colours weren't garish, were they? They were nice.
Yeah, I had the metallic orange one, and it was stunning.
The orange one's cool. Yeah, them.
There you go, the Fetch.
Is that the brown one? That's more like purple.
I think it's brown. I haven't, to be honest with you. How bad's this?
It's actually quite a nice thing.
I don't even
see. I like the 1.4 Nord coils in that.
Yeah, I just think they get a bad rep now because of all the TFV nonsense. You know, they need to stop all that silliness. If they stopped all that and just concentrated on stuff like the Fetch and a lot of the new stuff they're bringing out, I don't think they warrant the bad rep they get. They make some half decent quality gear.
They do, to be fair, they do. And I mean, even in the early days, there's a lot of the Smock stuff was far better than anything else.
Some of their RTAs back in the day were like some of the best money could buy. Smock's RTAs, and then all of a sudden they moved into the sub-ohm market and stopped making RTAs.
Half their trouble was they did a bit of a kanga, didn't they? And they bought out a model, and a week later there was a second version, and stockists got fed up with it. So did
and 20 different bloody coils.
Yeah. So reviewers got fed up with it as well, didn't they? They said, like,
but in fairness to Smock, I've got to give them credit where credit's due. They probably changed the sub-ohm tank market back in the day when they started bringing out these big coils for more wattage and thicker juice and stuff like that. So they probably made the sub-ohm tank market what it is today. Without Smock.
Yeah, they were right at the forefront. And the Erskine Vapor, I've just put it on the screen, so I've covered you a little bit, Mark. Just see your chin above the banner. Naturevape Tripod SS Ice is the matte finish. So there you go, everyone. The ice is matte.
The matte.
So we all now know again.
Kieran
really?
says 2 years
Yeah,
reviewing,
I
not
just
done a
read
smart
that.
product yet. Well,
I
a
caught
lot
up.
of us don't get to do smart products. What Smart do now is, and I find it very odd. So you have to register on this link that they give you, and every review you do, you've got to put the review link in. They will approve it. Then you get an extra product in your bank to say you want to review. So you can pick at the start. You can pick 3 products, but you've got to review them. You've got to put the links in there. You've got to approve the review, and then they will give you an extra credit to pick something else, which I find it a little bizarre.
Yeah, that is an odd system. I think it depends who they've got new, and because I've had companies I've really got on well with someone, they're then left and then treated like an outcast. And equally speaking, I've had companies I haven't really got on with, and I've had someone new approach me, and we've got on really well. So, and I had that with Smock a little while back. They kept sending me stuff like where's it gone? Can't see. Yeah, here it is. This thing. They sent me that, which I took on holiday with me.
The RPM.
Yeah, no one lasts long in this industry. Like you'll get to know someone on a company, and I guarantee the maximum lifespan is 6 months, and then they move. They either say they're moving on to another department or they've left.
Yeah.
And then you've got to go through the whole rigmarole again of getting to know someone else. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, I know. It's annoying, isn't it? And I mean, I got on really well with Artery, and then it was Sarah who I dealt with. And
Sarah, she was lovely.
She's gone, and now, I don't personally feel like I get looked after as well as I did when she was there. Put it that way. Someone asked you a question here. Oh yeah, TVP. You tried the X-Pin and or Steam Tuners kit for the K-Fun 2019. Both. Awesome.
I have not, Paul, simply because I don't really think motor-long vaping gets any better than that K-Fun. So I don't see the point in trying to, try different things for it or different top caps or anything like that. I just love it as it is. So no.
Fair enough. And another Paul says that Smock have an RPM 160 coming.
It's not a pod, is it? And the RPM 40 is not a pod. It's not a pod. I know they started calling them pod mods, but do we need pod mods? Where's the market for a pod mod? It's supposed to be in between a pod and a mod, but some of the mods you can get now, like the clutch, like the SQ one, is tiny, probably smaller than a lot of these pods out on the market. So I don't see where they fit in.
I'm just measuring. I haven't got bored. I'm just measuring something for someone. Is it Dell? Yeah, Dell. Mark, does the 24mm K-Fun light fit the easy side mod? I'm not sure because I haven't got a 24 one here, but I've got the 22 and it does bulge slightly, right?
Yeah, they've got that extra bit on the bottom.
Yeah, Patrick said in chat, yes, it does, but 22 looks a lot better.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Mark. It's good to read. Good to read. Yeah, I know.
There's the 22 on the easy.
Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it?
It does look nice, yeah.
But I haven't really used a direct lung on mine before. I just thought, I reckon that'll fit, and it was tight because again, you got these little like bits at the side. Do you remember the airflow, Mark? You turned it and it goes up and down.
Who makes this easy mod? Because I keep seeing people with it, and it's like
Ambition Mods.
Ambition Mods.
It was a collaboration with Sunbox. You know, the high-end guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I get on really well with Ambition Mods, Mark. Really well.
Do you know what the K-Fun 2019 looks really nice on the little Smuggler Mac?
Oh, look at that. I just can't stand the drip tip on the K-Fun. I always have to put shorty one on because I just think
it's a bit Gwenny, isn't it?
It looks a little phallic for my liking.
Right, so Paul just said here, no, it's wider at the bottom and scrapes, so it must scrape a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone said to me that there was something they wanted to fit, and he took a little bit out of the side of the...
The Nautilus GT just fits, but it does grind on the last sort of like quarter of an inch. It just takes a little shim out of the edge. when you screw it on, but once you do it once, it's fine after that.
Yeah, I
Oh, it's
suppose if you've got a
powerful.
stainless steel one, it don't matter, does it? But if you've got a black one, it starts taking the coating off, and you're like,
Yeah.
The next will be 21700 single battery pods. Yeah, I guess that will come, won't it? I did get a diagram the other day of a new pod, and that looked awfully suspicious, like that would take a 21700.
Yeah, big battery on it.
Yeah.
But it's like when Smot brought out the RPM 40, that boxy one. Everyone followed. Voopoo brought one out. I think there was another company brought one out. Looked exactly the same. The pod fitting exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like if you did like a blindfold test, you wouldn't be able to tell between which. I don't agree with like, but this is China, and it somebody brings something popular out, and they just literally fucking clone it, slap their name on it. It's like, yes, let's make as much money as humanly possible from this garbage.
We thought of that. Well, just at the same time. Spooky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Niece says that he uses the QP garter on all the time in the Easy Mod.
I think that looks nice on there, actually.
That's one tank I want to try is the QP garter. So I've never tried a QP product. It's easy for you to say.
I like QP stuff.
Yeah,
their stuff's pretty well made. I've got the I forgot the name of it. It's the one that I've got the dripper that comes with all the bits. Mark will tell me what it is. It's the Masters kit. The Cali.
Oh, the
Cali V2.
Yeah.
With
Cali,
with all the
comes
bits,
with all the fucking different coloured tanks and shit. And
yeah.
Cody Vogler is interested in getting the Squape. How do you pronounce it? Enduro. Do you guys? I haven't tried a Squape product either. I'm afraid. I never have. Have you, Mark?
No, I've tried a clone product, obviously, but I've never because I mean, back in the day, they were like 140, 150 pound for a Squape. Nobody paying that.
They're still pricey.
I ain't paying that for no RCA. I'm sorry.
It is.
Because they do two, don't they? They do the mouth to lung enduro and the direct to lung.
Yeah, Squape used to be massive in safer vapors and stuff like that. All the high end boys used to rave over Squape.
Very well made, apparently.
Yeah, very well made. But for me, it's all about vape quality. All right, forget about build quality or anything like that. It's all about vape quality. What kind of vape am I going to get from this product? Is it going to be? Is this 140, 150 pound tank going to vape any better than something I've got now, which cost me £20? Probably not. So why do I need to purchase this? For me, it's all about reason. Give me a reason to buy this. Is it something innovative? Is it something new? Is it something I haven't seen before? Is it going to vape better than anything I've got? No. So
Tim Rice says that the Gator is very good for restricted direct to lung and mouth to lung, but the little Oldham insert is a pain in the ass when you need to dry burn your coil. Yeah, well, there you go. But I just like the look of them. I get back to what you just said there, Mark, price wise. You know, if you think about the difference, and you know, I've got some reasonably priced stuff on my site, I suppose. I mean, reasonably expensive price is what I mean. You know, but are you going to get a 60% improvement on picking like the True Tank, for example, with a Squape? And
you're not.
So you are.
You're not. And listen, especially in 2020 now, you know, China's. I've said this before, but China have upped the game when it comes to manufacturing, machining, and stuff like that. So I don't see a massive leap in quality difference. You know, it's all about. For me, it's all about willy waving. And you saying, look, I've got an authentic Squape. I've been doing your hand checks, doing this and that. It's not going to vape any better than anything we've got. It is what it is.
Lynn says he's enjoying the True RTA on the Stratum Q mod. Very nice match. It's this one. That's the Stratum. I like that as well. That's got that dodgy keys mouth to lung. In fact, I'll take that off there because I really don't. I actually helped them to find that, and I don't like it. I don't know. It's just I certainly didn't design that top.
Yeah, you look at the True Tank. All right, look at the True Tank, which costs what, Mark? $24.99.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
$24.99. Put that next to a Squape tank, right, which costs £150. Vape on them both. And let's say you're a motor-lung vapor. Vape on them both and tell me you can tell the difference between the vape or one vape's noticeably better than the other. You're not going to.
I think there should be a blindfold test, you know, Mark.
You do a blindfold to whatever. You're not gonna notice any noticeable fucking difference between the two. And like I say, for me, it's all about willy waving, going in groups and saying, "Look what I've got. I've got an authentic square. Look at me."
But wouldn't it be interesting to do a blind test on someone that thought they were like, you know,
Yeah,
blind test and right off, press the button when you say when.
yeah.
You press
Stick
the
your lips
button.
around this.
You vote for, so a good vape that. That's a good vape. I think it's a sawn sign that ends up it's a smock.
And I understand. Listen, I understand there's a market for these tanks. I really do. And
Yeah.
you know, crack on, fair play to them. But for the majority of us, for the majority of vapers, that kind of stuff's out of our reach and out of our wallet.
The biggest thing there's two things for me, Mark. Biggest thing for me is two things: flavour and doesn't leak. And if I
Exactly.
those two things, if it doesn't leak and I get a really good flavour, and it's the flavour for me is more about the air than it is about anything.
Yeah, of course it is. One of my favourite tanks ever is the Aries, the G-Taste Aries. Now, the build quality on that is suspect, to say the least. It's pretty rough. The machine is pretty fucking rough.
Yeah.
But I can forgive that simply because the flavour I get off that, it doesn't leak, and the flavour I get off it is astonishing. So I can forgive the build quality.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people will say, well, it's a bit rough, this. Like, what? Well, vape it and then come back to me and see.
Yeah.
Rufus says, anyone see Todd's live earlier? He had a lovely subs mod on that. I don't know what that was. SBS. SBS?
FBI.
SBS.
Did you not watch? Do you didn't watch his live, Mark?
Do I watch? No. Do you?
No.
Oh dear. Doesn't lick. Pav says doesn't lick. Doesn't lick. I don't know. I'm missing out something here. Lynn, very nice part. I have the black True RTA, not used it. Should put it on my black Easy mod. Yeah, nice, it's matchy as well sometimes, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not the best at matchy, to be honest. I just think, you know, it's like tonight. I've got a black one of these sitting there as well. Why didn't I put a black one on?
I don't mind that, you see, because the mod's got some stainless steel accents in, so I don't mind. It's when people when they get like a jet black mod and they put a gold tank, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking hideous, man. I don't even care how good that's.
Or a rainbow.
A rainbow tank on a fucking black mod. Like, what are you doing? Like, you need to reevaluate what you're looking at, right?
And Neil Roberts saving up for the True Tank Mark II. Yeah, so are we all. Neil.
When's it coming, Mark?
Well, it's quite weird that I keep talking about it, and at one point, last week I mentioned it actually. I did speak to EH Pro about they were keen to do another one with me, but then you sort of all goes busy for a little while, then the conversation dies off, and you think, is that because they're not interested anymore, or is it because, you know, you just don't know? Or are they drawing something out to make me, you know, to see if that fits in with what I've said to them? You just don't know, do you? Don't know. But
no, I've been actually thinking this week. I've got a design I'm sat on right now. It's probably about a month old actually. My RTA. Trying to get someone interested in it is because China are still fucking hit and miss at the moment. So that's difficult. But I've also been thinking this week about maybe doing an FP version 2. I don't know.
Right.
Kind of interesting.
I thought you had a tank a little bit further down the design table than that.
It's done. It's finished. The design's finished. I'm just trying to get... So I was in talks with somebody before the Chinese New Year, but obviously... The New Year hit, then the virus hit, and they have been dark ever since. Like nothing. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think it's quite odd, isn't it? If I was a designer in China, and I was in lockdown at home with my computer and all my software there, would you not be designing some amazing things right now?
I do, yeah.
What else would you be doing?
Yeah. I think so. So I think we will see some good stuff coming forward, but it's just not just yet because I mean some areas of China now have just had to lock down again, haven't they? Yeah. And I did hear today that they tested a body of a guy in France, didn't they? Did you see it in the news that he died in December, and they tested him for coronavirus, and he was positive. So, and he'd never been to China, and that was in December. So, how much cover up did they do?
This is the thing with so obviously we're in wave 1 at the moment, and people are crying out to ease this lockdown. This is the thing, like you look at the old Spanish flu. Wave 1 killed, I don't know, 500,000 people. Wave 2 killed 25 million people. Like you've got to be very careful when you ease the lockdown, because it could come again, and it could be absolutely fucking brutal for the world, for the planet.
Yeah, but there was some good news, I think. So there's some vaccine that's making very good progress. I think, was it Denmark? Some a university, is it in Denmark? And it's already been tested to like the human stage. You know.
I'm a conspiracy theorist, me, Mark. So I'm not. Are you willing to put something inside you that you don't know what it is? Like, what are they putting inside me? Are they microchipping me? What are they doing? You don't know, do you?
There you go. You're good to go.
You ain't got a fucking screw. If they're saying, "Oh, it's just a coronavirus vaccine," you're like, okay. They could be chipping you. They could be monitoring you. Nah, man. I'm not into that.
Well, what do you think's got your Royal Mail badge has got behind it? What do you think?
It's got a tracker in it, checking your monitoring your heartbeat.
They do actually track us, you know. You know their PDAs, what we scan the parcels with. They track us. They track every single step, every single day. So if you and this is true, if you stop for more than 5 minutes, it starts flashing yellow on their screen. This man stopped. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to get some elastic, Mark, and do it like a yo-yo, wouldn't you?
Just wave it about.
I doubt they'd have them round here because there's like so much travel between places, and he parks down the bottom in his little van, and he's like this, walking up the road with everything in his hand, goes round, does a little bit, and then he'll go back to the van, have a sit down and a drink, and then he'll go to the next bit because we're in like a big estate, but it's all like rabbit warrens, so he has to do a little section at a time, like otherwise, because he's got this little van and it's up to the rafters, bless it.
Yeah, if I'm ever finished a little bit early, I've sussed them out. I can get around that. No worries.
Mark goes to the pub and just says, "Yeah, guys, look, just keep passing this round the room."
No, he just jacks the wheel up on the van, cable ties it to it. It's going around like
hooks it on the bloke with a wheelchair. You're coming back from the shop, aren't you? Just hang on to this. Mark, Alan Tovey. Alan, Mark, can you print panels for SXK, billet box, maybe white? To be honest, Alan, I probably could, but there's so many people done it, and I don't think 3D printing. I'll just try and explain. My printer is a good printer, but it's not a professional printer. So it's a good hobbyist one, if you like. So it's not a cheap one. It's not a really expensive one. If you're going to do panels for billet boxes, you really want to go down a good. You know what I mean? You want a pucker panel, don't you? You don't want to, something with. I was going to say Mickey Mouse, but it wouldn't be Mickey Mouse. But to me, it's got to be very good. And I don't think...
Well, again, it depends what people are willing to pay, what Alan's willing to pay. If you want something cheap, then of course, as long as it's white, you might not give a monkeys.
I thought about getting some doors and just like making silicone molds and just doing resin ones.
Yeah,
because that would probably come out nicer, I think.
The printer I've got it's called a Quiddy printer, and they contacted me. I did a review on YouTube just to do something a bit different, and just did the sketch on Fusion 360, showed it being printed, and that was that. And she contacted me on, I think it was WhatsApp. She got hold of me on. She said, "We'll send you our next printer. Will you do a review for it?" I thought, "Yeah, if you like, crack on." So
you got two now. You got a spare one?
No, they haven't sent it yet, but they're supposed to be their next new model. They're supposed to be sending me one as long as I do a review. But
well, there you go.
Yeah, I don't mind, but I think that's going to be. I can't remember the technology now, but this like liquid resin one
that's what I want.
Rises from.
So here's my question. I've got a question. Do fucking China make absolutely everything on the planet?
Pretty much.
I think everything just come out of China.
This is what's going to come out of this, to my mind, that we have relied. There's more than two things. One is companies run their resources like their parts departments have got one of everything in stock because they know they can get more tomorrow, so they don't need to stock a lot of stuff themselves. That, I think, will get looked at in the future because they've really been caught out. Like, they've stopped their work, hasn't it, in a lot of cases. And two is, as you say, do China make absolutely everything? And isn't it about time? I mean, with the exchange rates now, it's not that beneficial, and modern machinery. Why can't we now bring that home? And
Greed. Well, not only greed. A lot of it's to do with cost of living. So you look at the cost of living in America, you look at the cost of living in the UK, you look at the cost of living in Germany. So, you know, if you want something manufactured locally, it's going to cost a lot fucking more because the cost of living is a lot more. You look at China, man. These Chinese don't give a fuck, man. They'll work for $2 an hour. They don't give two shits.
Yeah, I realise that, Mark. But a CNC machine, for example, once you've hit the button, you can go home for the night and let that run at night.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of companies do. There's a company fairly local to me. I did a lot of work for him, and his machines are just amazing things. It takes like 6 blokes to lift these panels onto the machine, and they go to the office over the other side of the road, down the street a bit, and program what that machine's going to do to that thing to CNC it. Then they all go home. It's going all night long, buzzing away, hopefully without a mistake.
It's just until it becomes not cost efficient to get stuff made in China, which I can't see it happening anytime soon. Everything's still going to be made in China because it's just the efficiency, the cost efficiency of it. You know, it's that's why a lot of vaping companies, a lot of higher end vaping companies went to China without telling anybody, which obviously came out in the end. But they were all going to China because it was much more cost efficient and the profit margin was so much more substantial.
Yeah,
of course, go to China.
Yeah, I'll tell you what else I haven't mentioned lately: the extra runway. That's all gone quiet, isn't it?
Are you surprised?
No. TVP's spoken to a guy at what's that? One Top Vape. He's put some decent gear out.
I've not really put feelers out to anyone at the moment. I'm just sat on this design. I was speaking to a company who, obviously, I've said earlier, have gone dark. So I don't know. Maybe I'll start approaching different companies and see what they say. See what we can do. But I definitely want to get this design out because I think it's pucker.
Has it got knurling on it?
I have a little bit of knurling, Jay.
Can't have a bit of knurling.
Does it help the juice flow?
Listen, who doesn't love a bit of knurling? All right, especially when it helps with juice flow, Mark. Come on.
You took some flack over that, didn't you?
Oh my God, I took some stick for that.
Oh dear.
Like water
I've only gone and caught up with chat.
I know.
Yeah, most companies run out of. It's exactly right, Sean. It's the just-in-time systems, and the managers all thought they were so clever, didn't they? Making everywhere more efficient, more cost-effective, more. You know, we don't need 10 of these. We need 3. You know, because we can get more tomorrow.
And Swirly Mert's got a cracking point there. Would people pay $100 for an FPV2 made in the UK? Of course they wouldn't. No. I wouldn't.
No,
and that's probably what it would cost around, $80 to $100.
No, but they would pay $59.99, which is what I think you could probably do it for.
To be handmade in the UK from start to finish.
You see, a lot of the cost is in design, isn't it? And obviously setup costs. But once that machine gets going, have you seen these big CNC machines? They literally, if you take the base of a tank, there's like 20 other things getting done.
Once they get going, you're fucking laughing. But, for the labour, for the machine labour, for everything, you probably, like you said, Mike, probably looking about 60, maybe even £70 for a UK manufactured tank.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Could I personally?
But that's no different to
Could I
reload, is
personally
it?
put that out and expect people to? I couldn't do that.
It's no different to reload. But the machining is good. The quality is good.
But I'm not that guy that's, oh, UK made, gotta be UK made.
No one's saying you're ripping anyone off, Mark. You're making it. I think there's a price that I would pay extra money for something made in the UK.
No, I would. I would be that guy that would pay, happily £20-30 more for a UK made product to know it's been designed, manufactured, and produced in the UK. Of course, I would.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of vapors out there, and a lot of vapors that follow me that are cheap bastards, and they would not.
Cheap bastards. Yeah, but there's a lot of people that also like you, Mark, and they'd buy it just because it's you, and they'd be pleased to buy it. And Swirling Monk says seasoned vapors would pay, new vapors would not.
Exactly, yeah.
And he's probably right to a point, isn't he? He's probably right. Yeah. And Ross says I'd pay more for UK made. I think we all would, especially, part of the money was going to, I don't know, the nurses or something. Part of the money from that,
So I bought the trilogy from Vapors Clouds. That was £60, and I bought it because I looked at the pictures, I looked at the promotion they did, and I thought, fucking, this looks absolutely killer. I got the tank, it's garbage, rubbish, absolute trash. Now that's made in China, and they're charging a premium £60 for this tank.
Yeah.
Rubbish tank. It just, everything about it for me was flawed, design wise, manufacturing wise, and they're charging £60 for that, and it's manufactured in China. Probably cost them what, $5-6 per tank to manufacture. Then you look at shipping costs. You're probably all in. You're looking at $10 a tank, and they're charging $70 for it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's not on. It's not on at all.
Oh, no.
Not on at all. I mean, there are companies I said I'd get on better with than others. But like Futoon, I've always had a soft spot for Futoon.
I love food. Yeah, I'm the same. I've always had that little soft spot in my heart for Futoon because they're just, for me, they're a special company.
They are, but I think
they're not afraid to push the boundaries, are they? They bring weird shit out, don't they?
They've suffered for it, haven't they? Some of their boundary pushing has been misplaced, hasn't it?
But they've never changed. They've never faltered. They've never gone, we're going to go mainstream, we're going to do this, that. They still do fucking ridiculous, insane products, which just blow your mind sometimes. And whether that be good or bad, which it's been both.
It's like I've got the old Aqua, if you remember that, the original one.
The original Aqua, yeah.
Yeah, you have to put 1.5 mil dual coils in it. Little tiny coils in it. Fucking nuts. Flavour.
But again, they've made some cracking stuff. They've also made some absolute bombs, some failures.
Yeah.
That RDA you sent me for review from them was really good. I really enjoyed that. The Aladdin. That was a nice little drip of that.
Keys. Do you mean this one?
Oh, Keys. Yeah, that one, yeah.
This one, I think that was called the Aquamaster RDA.
Aquamaster RDA, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I didn't like about that is that gap between the...
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it there, but...
The only thing I didn't like was the O-rings were really loose. That was the only thing that annoyed me. But you change them and they're all right.
But the flavour was good, and the finish is always good. He's very fussy on the finish.
Yeah.
And, which is nice.
Fit and finish for me is very, very important.
Yeah.
Very important. When you first open that package and pick that tank out, it's got the fit and finish has to be fucking pucker. You know what I mean? If something catches your eye, if something's off straight away, then it's gonna have a negative impact on the way you look at the rest of the tank when you're opening it, when you're building it. The fit and finish has got to be.
Yeah. And that's the other thing that worries me a little bit. I mean, I will say it about EH Pro. I think their standards have gone
dropped massively since they've started working with reviewers. And this is no slight on you, Mark, by the way, but since he started working with reviewers, the standards have slipped substantially, in my opinion.
I think I was quite lucky with my True Tank. I think that was still in the good time.
Probably still in the good time, but probably since then, nah. The QC is just shocking.
And if anyone's thinking this is a pop at the Kelpie, it's not. We're talking as well about just their, like, what they bring out lately, that pod thing, it was just garbage. Absolutely.
Oh, it's rubbish. It was that fucking pod they brought out was just what is the and it felt like something I could buy in Poundland. It was just ridiculously bad.
This was good. I actually did like this, the artery.
That's a nice little bit of
But
kit.
even
Artery, so Artery, and for anyone that doesn't know in chat, Artery and H Pro are one. They're the same company, but things they bring out in the Artery brand seem to be a lot better than things they bring out in the H Pro brand for some reason.
That's
weird.
That's the Audi.
Yeah.
they're the Seat.
It is strange. Like the Artery brand seem to have much better QC than the EH Pro, and they're all under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Probably all under the same factory. But
that original Pal IO was lovely. I've got one. I love that little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the I think it's the Pal Pro.
The 2, the second one they brought out.
Pro.
There was the Pal 2, then there was the Pal Pro, because the Pal Pro took the 8650.
The Pal 2 is rubbish. That was Tony B. Then they brought the Pal Pro out, which was superb, by the way. It had nothing to do with Tony B. But again, the quality on that was astonishing. Really, really good. Yeah. But you look at EH Pro products, I'll give you an example. The Raptor tank was rubbish. That top fill on that, you could go like that and the top fill would fly open. Like, you can't be doing this.
What was that one they did with the 2 tanks? That was the EH Pro, wasn't it? Do you remember it had 2 different coils and 2 different tanks?
I haven't got them anymore. I threw them in a skip. I had about 4 or 5, still brand new in a box.
Oh, you're joking.
That was when, what's his name?
But that had to work with the mod, didn't it? Because the mod had the dual 510 in it.
It was a dual RDT, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you could have like menthol in one side and tobacco, and you could turn it up and down.
Yeah.
Which in essence is a good idea.
Which is what they did with that French thing, wasn't it?
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. The guy at that time, he left EH Pro, but he sent them to. He sent me the designs. He sent me everything, and I said to him, I said I can't see this being any good, because if you want, let's say, blackberry or blueberry in one side and mint in the other, to me that doesn't work.
No,
it just doesn't work at all. I said I think you're trying to reinvent something. It doesn't need inventing, and I said I just can't see the point of a dual tank and being able to fire one side or the other side.
Yeah,
said, you're still going to get contamination in your drip tip. It's not going to be right.
Yeah.
Had it been before the time that DIY took off massively, when it did, probably 2-3 years ago. Had it been before that time, then I could see it working a lot better than it did, because you could mix 2 juices easily, like boom, straight in 2 tanks. Yeah. But when DIY took off and a lot of hobbyist vapors started DIYing and experimenting with different e-liquids and stuff like that, there was no point for it. There was absolutely just no need for it whatsoever, and it was a gimmick. And
it was, and the seal in it, the O-ring, was like this weird shape, like a round at the top, straight down, then round again at the bottom, and it wouldn't fit.
Yeah, I will say this for the EH Pro though, the mod was very good.
The mod was good.
Yeah,
the mod was good. Yeah, it was gorgeous. It reminded me of like an old camera with that really good.
Yeah. And the stainless one had that beautiful brush finish. It was a beautiful mod, and it worked really, really well. But the top section of it was just.
But I didn't stock them because I thought it was just an awful idea. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't, because they didn't sell at all, did they?
Yeah.
So,
no, question for you in chat.
Asking like 80 quid for the kit, which is come on.
Yeah.
But they even sent me some for nothing. I was like, I don't want them. They were just trying to convince me of how good it was, and it just wasn't. Something for me in chat, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Food tuner off the wall. Love them. They keep pushing me. Yeah, they do, Wayne. Yeah, they do.
Paul Hinchcliffe.
Paul. Oh, I've seemed to have gone from caught up to Miles. Here we are. Mark, I keep looking at the Tel tank. You not use it anymore? No, Paul. I use it a lot. I like the Tel tank an awful lot. It is downstairs at the moment, on the kitchen windowsill, which is probably annoying Tina, above the sink.
Right in direct sunlight.
I leave mods everywhere. I go for a piss, leave a mod on the bath. It's like I just have mods everywhere.
But no, I love the Tel tank. I've got 2 of them. I don't know if you've seen that one. You basically any rebuildable that goes in a billet box will go in the tail tank. Apart from the vape shell will fit, I think, but it's tight and a bit of a ball like. But no, I love it. I love that because you get the correct airflow from that tail tank that you don't. In fact, I nearly got that back out tonight, but didn't. So yeah,
didn't SXK do something like that about a year ago, 18 months ago, where they could put the billet box shells inside an RTA? I'm almost certain they fucking did it, but it would only fit like 3 shells.
I'm not sure.
I know they did the Bantam, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm almost certain they did something along them lines, but the tail tank I know fits 95% of all billet box shells, which I think it's a cracking idea.
Limelight did one, didn't they?
Limelight Arch.
Yeah, they did one.
How much was that? About fucking 800 quid.
Yeah, well, to be fair, the tail tank's not cheap, but it is nice. I think it's lovely. I like that. I'm not a gadget person, Mark, and I love the fact it all just you take the lid off and that screw to undo the top and it all fits. I just love all that. It's good. Shane Gibson, one of the best flavour tanks I own is the Indulgence Hero RTA.
Great tank, great RTA. There's no getting around. Ugly as fuck, but
I mentioned it the other week and I put it on the site at, I don't know, 12 quid or something, really cheap, because I still had some. And they're nearly all gone now. And the amount of people that bought them and emailed me said, thanks ever so much. It's a fantastic tank.
Dude, I remember reviewing the Hero, right? And I don't actually remember, but I'm almost 100% certain I loved it. It was a very, very good tank.
Yeah, it was a bit like what was the Vandy Vape one? The
the
Kylie.
No, not the Kylin. The Kenzie.
It
was very similar to the Kenzie.
Kensai.
Yeah, but it came out. Did it come out just before the Kenzie? I think.
Yeah, but the Hero, the metal on that was like super thin, weren't it? Like really, really thin, if I remember rightly. Did it have a cover over the tank as well, like some kind of metal cover?
It's glass. It's this one.
Maybe I'm thinking of another Hero tank. It had some kind of metal cover over the tank.
Yeah, no, I can't remember. There's been all sorts, hasn't there? But Yeehee, what's this about Yeehee? Why have Yeehee not followed up on the G class, considering its success? Was fair comment. I know they bought out a pod and a single battery, but nothing dual. I don't think. Did you like the G class or not?
No, I had 2 of them. Right, I won one.
Right.
So I won one in this raffle. It cost me 20 quid. The Kevlar one. Used it for a bit. And then I bought, stupidly, I paid £220 for the black and gold one, and I fucking hated them. Like, the parasitic drain on them is ridiculous. You leave it with a tank on with batteries in, come back in the morning, your batteries will be dead. The configuration of the chip, trying to navigate the menu is just an absolute joke. I thought the fit and finish of the mod for the price for £200 was piss poor. The paint would flake off.
Paint was terrible.
Oh, the paint was shockingly bad.
Yeah.
I just think for the money, they were trash.
I never had one, and I didn't really. I mean, I used to watch, I still do watch an awful lot of vape shows, and it's nearly everyone you watch. So I've got the so-and-so on my G-Class. Everyone had it. It reminded me of back in the day. I mean, I'm older than you boys, but it's like everyone had an XR3i. Do you know what I mean? It's the last car you wanted because everyone else had got one.
Well, here's the thing.
He's got one. Commoner.
Here's the thing. You can buy yourself a custom lipo DNA mod now for the price of that fucking G-Class. And I know for a fact which I would rather own. And it certainly wouldn't be a G-Class. The DNA 250 for me is the much easier chip. You can navigate it, you can customize it, you can update it easy. Try and update a Yeehee chip. You have to jump through these fucking ridiculous hoops. Trying to navigate the menu is ridiculous. Trying to know what even wattage is. Like, you have to read the manual to know what wattage mode is. SXK Pure. It's just, the whole thing is just flawed from start to finish.
Yeah. I was never that keen on the Yeehee chip. It was the battery drain that did me.
The battery drain was, and Dee said there, but it sold so well. The reason it sold so well is because when that first came out, it was probably one of the first one or two, maybe one of three mods that would accommodate a 30mm RTA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the shape of it's nice.
Yeah, it is.
It's beautiful, and the power output from it's pretty good. But like that menu system's just.
Yeah, and pulls.
And if you knock that joystick, it goes into temp control, and you fucking fire it, and it's just like.
It's like when people say no, when Dovpo brought out the carbon topside dual and they put a Yeehee chip in, I was all pumped for it until they said Yeehee chip, and then I'm like, fuck, why? Just put a DNA in, or just stick to your Dovpo chip and make the carbon one.
Is that the mod that I never got? It is, yeah. Yeah, the Dovpo one.
Yeah, there's no need to be putting a Yeehee chip in something, that special, because you're just ruining the whole package.
When I went to Expo, when I saw you, Mark, I went and saw him, and I asked for that carbon.
Yeah.
And you remember this, that it was thanks to me that you even got your Dovpos at the start.
It was, correct, yeah.
And he said, I haven't got any left, sorry, mate. And I was like, oh, fair enough. And then
Which one was it? Because they stopped. So when Vaping Biker worked with Dovpo, they stopped working with all us, and then it was the one. Was it the dual or the single? No, it was the single, weren't it? You sent us.
Then the dual
single, because they wouldn't.
And they said, sorry. They said, we haven't got any. Sorry. And then I found out that the World and his wife was walking around with a carbon Dovpo, and I'm like, and you don't.
They come up to me in the. So I was in the reviewers area, and the geezer from Dovpo actually come up to me, tapped me on the shoulder, and he went, "We saved you a carbon there. Just come and pick it up whenever you've got a minute." Oh, okay.
You can imagine how special I felt, can't you? That was a real thanks from them, wasn't it? But anyway.
Yeah, I just think when you look at the two chips, so the two chips are, so you've got the DNA, you've got the Yeehee chip, very, very similar in price. Very, very similar. Probably a $5 difference, the DNA being slightly more expensive. For me, they are literally night and day. Night and day. If you want simplicity, if you want raw power, if you want customizability, you go for the DNA. If you want to be fucking about and like scratching your head, go for the Yeehee.
You like the DNA, don't you, Jay?
I love my DNA.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
love my DNA. I mean, I'm working on a few mods now with DNA boards.
Yeah.
I've got
not just that, they take up a lot less room. That SX board that was in the G class,
massive,
huge.
It's massive, isn't it?
I'd put a case around that mod if it was me.
It will be.
Just put an atty, just wiring atty to that.
I've got a mod I'm working on at the minute. It's got an old Yeehee board.
Notice the time we're run over again. It's 10.
Yeah,
I probably own about 8 or 9 DNA mods, and for me, Mark, honestly, 9. Forget the Yeehee.
Yeah, I think the only Yeehee one I've got is this one, and that was the only chip they had in it at the time was the Yeehee. But since they've done the Y stick. Is it Y stick? This one called? I think so.
So on the 330.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, back in the day, Yeehee, when DNA were producing the DNA 30 and stuff like that, Yeehee made really good chips, solid fucking chips, which could probably match DNA. But when DNA improved and got a bit more fucking upmarket, Yeehee tried copying, and they tried getting a bit more complicated, but they went overboard. They went way too complicated and way too fussy and finicky. Yeah.
Mind that pun. Yeah, but I mean, I think they did a DNA board and that afterwards. But at the time, I only bought this purely. I love my side-by-side mods, and I bought that on the form factor. That's the only reason I bought that. Yeah. And even that was a load of money. The devil on my shoulders going, go on, buy it, and I was like, no, but I did.
But it's like Merck says, like just the battery monitoring, the power output, the TC, everything on a DNA just works, and it's simple.
And you can just set it into wattage mode and just forget about all that TC rubbish and just get on with it.
2 presses of a button, you're in your own TC mode. The one you've set. It's just very, very simple to use. Whereas the Yeehee is, you need.
Talking about Yeehee chips and what you were showing earlier, Mark. Check that out for a beast.
Okay, now.
Do you remember that bad boy?
Oh my! Is that that's the
dual signature tips dual, the original one.
The parallel. So me, my friend Dave and Mika, we bought number 1, number 2, and 3 parallel dual P parallel mods. We bought the first 3 of them ever, and I fucking sold it. Didn't I had number 2 and I sold it.
That's 11.
Bastard.
It's the 350J V2 Egypt.
And do you know what? When you look at the wiring from back then, shocking, man.
You missed a trick there, Joe. You should have said, "Oh, I haven't looked at the number. That's number 2." You missed it. You could have had him there, right on the hook. Anyway, look at that time. 11 minutes past 10. Where does this time fly to? Where does it go?
I know. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right, Wayne. Let's put Wayne's comment up because he's quite right. Bosh.
Everybody hit that thumbs up right now. If you've enjoyed the show, hit the thumbs up. Come on.
Not many thumbs up. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Daniel said it earlier as well in his comment. And it's 46. It's not bad, is it? Not bad.
Not bad.
So, Jay, say your good night.
Thanks for keeping us busy in chat as usual. We try to keep up as much as we can.
He don't.
He don't. And we shall see you all next week, mate.
He doesn't keep up with chat because I tell him off if he jumps to the bottom. Stop jumping ahead.
Sometimes it jumps on its own and I'm like, where are we?
Yeah, it does. That's me. But anyway, Mark, over to you.
Guys, thank you. Massive thanks to Jay. Love you, Jay. Thanks to Mark. Big love. Love you too, guys. And I think, a lot of people say this, but you've got one of the chillest, nicest shows on YouTube. And I have to agree. It's just chill, nice. You talk about a lot of vaping gear. It's good, man. You're both knowledgeable. Really, really enjoyed it. So thanks to everyone in chat. And yeah, no doubt I'll be on again sometime.
Yeah, you will. You will. No, it's no thanks.
I invited myself tonight. I'm sorry.
He did invite himself, but no, always nice to have you on the show, Mark.
Thank you, though.
Adds a certain spice, but no, we try and be chilled and laid back. But yeah, nice to have you on. Thanks everyone in chat for all your comments as always. Sorry I didn't read that many tonight. I think I've been worse than ever tonight, but I'll catch up in the end. And as I said earlier, got the little review for that. Anyone who's interested, it's not the sort of thing I normally review, but I did think it was worth a review, as Mark and I alluded to earlier, that if you like something, you're more inclined to review it. So until next week, everyone stay safe. Keep taking your vitamin D, because apparently it is important. And yeah, stay safe. And anyone on the frontline services, and there's one here on the show, thank you ever so much for everything you do. Till next week, take care. Bye for now.
See you later, guys.
Bye, guys.
It's right.